Hello everyone and welcome back to Morning Shot. I am solo today. Byron is not here. He lives in the Eastern Cape, so New Year's Eve celebrations must have caught up with him. I don't know what they do in the Eastern Cape around New Year's. Maybe like steal sheep and brew and drink a lot of pineapple beer. I don't know. I don't live in the Eastern Cape. He does, but not to worry. He'll be back tomorrow. But on to the news. And the only news you need to really worry about today is the fact that the ANC truly hate Eskom. I don't think there's any other word to describe the relationship between Eskom and the ANC. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Eskom applied for a license to buy diesel wholesale from overseas suppliers. And the Department of Mineral and Resources, otherwise known as DMRE, and that's what I'll be using for the length of this video, and the department said, in terms of the license, Eskom requirements were not met, so therefore they can't give the license to Eskom. And basically what Eskom wanted was to import diesel at wholesale prices, which saves itself roughly 3 billion rand a year in diesel costs. But with the import license, there are strict requirements like storage facilities and import infrastructure. And according to the department, Eskom does not have any of those things, so therefore they can't give the license to them. But the department did say, Eskom, there are alternatives. You can just buy wholesale diesel, like locally, right here in South Africa. But I think the department doesn't really understand what's going on here. Eskom wants to buy imported diesel directly from manufacturers overseas so that there is no tainting of the patronage network on diesel supply to Eskom. It is really that simple. Because let's face it, if Eskom had to buy diesel locally, which I think it does at the moment, it's tainted with corruption. There's no other way to say it. They're all ANC cadres, they all inflate the prices, or they sell perhaps low quality diesel just like they do sell low quality coal to Eskom. So I think the suggestion by the department to just buy local wholesale diesel is not quite feasible for Eskom, because we know that that wholesale diesel will probably be as expensive as it currently is at the moment. So if Eskom manages to import diesel by itself, it would save around 6 Rand per litre of diesel, from 23 Rand a litre down to about 16 Rand a litre. But the department also had a response to that, saying, and I quote, that the department would like to indicate that the 6 Rand difference is mainly made up of taxes that the department has no control over. And the weirdest thing about the story is that for every litre of diesel Eskom actually buys, they have to pay the taxes like the fuel levy and the road accident levy. I mean, this is absolutely remarkable. You have Eskom, which is dying and dead and load shedding stage 6 and all the rest of it, wanting to buy diesel to not have load shedding, and still Eskom is required to pay the road accident fund levy and the fuel levy and all these other taxes accruing to diesel. And the government's like, yeah, there's no other options for you. You have to pay those taxes. It's really absurd. I mean, let us not forget, Eskom has blown close to 15 billion rand on diesel last year alone. And for every litre of diesel being used, 6 rands go to the government. And not only does Eskom have to pay those taxes to the government, which is itself the owner of Eskom. Remember back in the day in 2020, Eskom had to cancel a 50 billion rand oil contract because the contract was selling diesel and oil at a highly inflated price. And let us not forget that that particular oil contract, which was cancelled, which was worth 15 billion, as I mentioned, those people who owned that contract gave lots of money back to the ANC in terms of kickbacks for having that contract in the first place. We have created a brand new insurance brokerage called, funny enough, Morning Shot Insurance Brokers. So if you're interested in saving money on insurance, number one, but most importantly, having a Zoom with me and my wonderful face, why not send me your insurance schedule to ramon@morningshot.co.za. Let's chat. Maybe we can help each other save money and deliver superior service, because that's what we're all about here at Morning Shot. So on the one hand, Eskom needs diesel to avoid the worst excesses of load shedding. On the other hand, for every litre of diesel used, Eskom spends 6 Rand in tax, which is ridiculous. And thirdly, if there is a local diesel manufacturer or supplier or oil manufacturer or supplier, it gives an inflated cost to Eskom and then rewards the ANC with kickbacks for having that particular contract in the first place. And on top of all of that, the department says, sorry, no alternatives for you, Eskom. You have to pay the taxes and you have to use local diesel manufacturers to fuel your power stations. So Eskom has been destroyed for a variety of reasons, but this video will encapsulate all of them. Number one, all the white talent has gone thanks to BEE. Number two, all the contracts are completely corrupt, and then the alternatives are completely banned. And then number three, for those who actually do get the contracts locally, send money back to the ANC in form of kickbacks. And meanwhile, the rest of us, here on the southern tip of Africa, have to deal with stage 6 load shedding every other day, so the ANC can get taxes from Eskom, and most importantly, get kickbacks from the people supplying it with oil and diesel. So not only does the ANC hate Eskom, it particularly hates you, citizen of South Africa. It is fine with you dying because you don't have electricity. It is fine with hospitals overflowing with sewage and filth because there's no power. As long as the ANC gets its little kickback, as long as the ANC gets its taxes from Eskom, the rest of you can just, well, go to hell, really. Well, we've arrived at hell, and the ANC created it for us. And on that cheerful note, get solar, get a generator, and let's watch the collapse of Eskom together, because that's the only thing I can see happening at the moment. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.